All right, welcome to your best post-race show ever. I got a Twisted Tea here, and we've got a champion there. Come on, you got more than that.
Well, I don't want to damage anything.
Oh, stop. He doesn't want to damage anything. That is your 250 National Motocross champion, Jett Lawrence. You might have to bleep this, because holy smokes, was it a lot more nerve-wracking today than I think anyone expected it to be with a 23-point lead. And let's be honest, it's a carefree, fun-loving, no-pressure kind of guy in Jett, and it came down to the wire. There we go. Much better. Much better with the burnouts this time. Swinging around this way, we'll look at the Honda celebration that is well underway for our national champion, Jett Lawrence. But his agent, Lucas Myrtle, just said that was the most stressful afternoon in my life. Hey, So, yeah, we all figured with a big points lead, this dude's immune to pressure. Check this out, by the way. Good job by the folks at Yoshimura.
Do you see the construction?
Oh, we're building a burnout pan.
Construction now.
It's Big E from Yosh. You got a championship exhaust already on there. Check that out. Yeah, there we go.
Donut.
Oh, with a donut on there. So it ended up being an absolute nail-biter, crazy situation with two crashes early in Moto 1. He found himself way back. At one point, Justin Cooper was going to take the points lead in the first Moto. And then at one point in Moto 2, Justin Cooper was going to take the title. You have to give credit to Cooper, who went 1-1 on the day. He finally got that elusive 1-1 he's been looking for his whole career. And it comes on the day where he doesn't win the title because this dude did just enough. The final margin of victory, 6 points. I don't really think that hammering nails into dirt is going to make that hold, but we're going to give it a shot. I do like there was a little bit of strategy here. He did engage the whole shot device to get a little more weight off of the rear tire. Yes, everything counts. There it is, the burnout board. The most stressful day ever. Did you feel pressure today, or did it just work out badly? Or were you nervous all day? Because that was not the way you planned it, I'm sure.
I rode like absolute ass. I sucked. Honestly. I got lucky on that one, that's for sure. But it was obviously first title, so I made a lot of rookie mistakes with that. But
so it was running through your head a little bit?
It was a bit. I didn't want to mess it up. So,
yeah.
But I got lucky and came away with it, so thankfully.
Does it make it feel even better to win under stress like that? Because the emotional highs and lows of today must have been nuts.
Oh, I'm just thankful I had those two 1-1s.
Yeah.
If I didn't have those, that wouldn't have been good then. So yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll let you celebrate. Next one hopefully is easier than this if you're in this situation again.
Well, I hope if I'm in the same situation, I hope it's a lot easier than that, because that was terrible from me.
Did you ever think, this is done, I'm not going to get it? Did you ever get to that point? Especially
No.
like when you were like 38th in Moto 1? Were you ever that worried? Okay.
No, I wasn't worried. I knew I would come through. I just wanted to know where I would get in that one, so then I knew what I had to do in the second one. So.
Yeah, yep. And you went down to Moto 2, by the way.
I know, I really sucked.
That's it. It's over now.
Oh, thank gosh.
You're good. All right, we'll let you celebrate. You got a lot of people to talk to, I'm sure. Thanks.
Probably.
Woo! Yeah, all right, there's Jett Lawrence keeping it much more stressful than he needed to. It's our Twisted Tea post-show. So this is what it came, thanks, folks. This is what it came down to, everybody. Can I talk into two mics? Okay, Team Fraud, taking the mics. We now are at the point where we can look back over the previous 22 motos of the series and find this moment here or this moment there that have essentially swung this title. And Justin Cooper did reveal today that he broke his thumb at Washougal in the second moto. That led to a couple of bad motos at the same time that Jett caught fire. It didn't really seem like that was all going to matter since Jett had this massive points lead coming in. But when the title ultimately was decided by just 6 points, they can all look back at moments that swung a very exciting 250 title chase. It also had 5 other riders that won races. It's pretty spectacular. And I have to feel that emotionally winning the title is good enough when you win it on a day like today where it looked terrible at one point and you squeak it out. it probably just makes those emotions even higher. So we'll let them celebrate this entire Honda team that has not won this title since Trey Kennard back in 2010. We'll give you some more highlights today, and we'll get over to our buddies at Twisted Tea. We have a special guest who's going to fire this show up a bit. Oh, look at this. One championship party has been joined by another. Dylan Ferrandis is out for a cruise. I feel like I'm back at Bike Week at Daytona, and he's invading the Honda tent to go champion to champion. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Okay, you can hear the sounds of burnouts ringing through the air. That was cool between Dylan Ferrandis and Jett Lawrence to celebrate together, both under the tent and also on the podium. All right, you already know how it turned out in the 250 class with Justin Cooper taking the win and Lawrence the title. Shimoda and Hampshire also on the podium. Let's talk 450s. And 2 weeks in a row, we get to talk to Max Anstie of the Twisted Tea team, and you got to see the guys up front, at least in Moto 2.
Yeah, no, honestly, I was really happy with that. I got out of the gate in third and sat in there for a while, sat behind Craig, and then Tomac got me, and I was putting on a good charge until about 25 minutes, and I got a bit burnt out. The first race, the first moto, I actually came out the gate well.
Yeah.
Kind of next to Roxon. Well, he was the other side of the box, and he obviously got an amazing jump, and I got a little squirrely, was gonna go in the side of him, had to back off, and ended up going off the track, and I came around in basically last, it felt like.
Yeah.
So charged my way through the ninth, but used a lot of energy, and second moto, I was there, and I was feeling it for 25 minutes. I had some good trackside support out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We have a special weapon.
I
weapon.
had a special weapon out there who was just screaming for me.
Mm-hmm. It's a specialty.
You'll know in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it was great. Honestly, to do it for the team and to be, to get a fifth in the last race of the season and to end it strong has been great. I can't thank the guys enough. They've all done such a great job, and it's been a great summer. So I'm really happy.
Just like last week, you got to see Ferrandis, you got to see Tomac and Webb this week. Do you see that and say to yourself, yeah, I can do this. Yeah. I can make this happen.
Yeah. Honestly, the biggest change is, like I said before, Ironman, we made some suspension changes, and it really just put us more in the ballpark with those guys. So I missed Ironman, obviously, but these last two, I was much closer. So it was nice to be up there in the race, and obviously the guys are all riding great. I don't know what happened to Roxon. I actually heard that he crashed in the second motor, right?
Yeah, there was a first turn crash. He hurt his foot. He didn't get back into it. Yeah.
I mean,
there was a gnarly attrition in that one.
Because we're kind of sitting there, even me, like I was sat there on the gate for the second moto, and everyone keeps saying, last race. And
this really happens. People say this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Even my mechanic was like, oh, last race. And everyone means it well, but you have to focus on what you're doing. And I kept saying to myself, it's just another race. It's just another race. And I'm sat there on the gate, and you're thinking, man, the track's slick. It's dry. Like they watered it, so it got slick in those dry spots. It was a sketchy track, and you don't want to crash. Going into the off season, you want a solid off season, and there's all these thoughts going through your head. And as the board goes up, you've got to clear your mind and be like, right, okay. I actually thought of Kung Fu Panda, Poe, when he's saying inner peace. So I felt like Kung Fu Panda. And I got out of the gate really well, and I was pumped on it. So honestly, it's a tough one, and especially for the guys in the championship or done the championship. Yeah. Mentally, it's you can be 1 or 2% off on the gate, and it's a tough one. So yeah, it's definitely a weird one as for the last round. I
was really surprised how far everyone dug to try to win today. Now, we're going to bring in the cheerleader. We'll let you go. Thanks for working with us all year.
Cheers.
Mike's, everything. Thanks to Max Anstie. And now let's bring in the secret weapon.
Much, guys. Cheers, guys.
All right, on the road goes Max Anstie, and we're bringing in the ultimate cheerleader. We're going to pump this show up to another level with a 7 deuce deuce.
Let's go.
Thanks,
Jason.
Max. 7 deuce deuce. Cheering on the sidelines, firing your guys up.
Bro, I had to. I haven't been to any of the races this season.
Yep.
It's been just tearing me to pieces
Okay.
not being here.
All right.
And to be able to come here, support Max and Brandon. I mean, Brandon got a 5th overall.
Yeah.
Max was absolutely on fire.
Oh, here it
second
is.
moto.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that was amazing. I had the boy. I mean, I was screaming at the top of my lungs. My voice is even a little bit gone. I was standing right by that tabletop after the first turn.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. I was screaming my head off every lap. Max threw this sick freaking whip right in front of me. Had a little look back with a little arm swag.
To you.
Come on, to
Oh,
me
okay,
specifically.
okay. Yeah.
So that was pretty bitchin'. I was stoked on that. And man, it just seemed like the boys had a really good last race. And how nice is it to, you know, send off on a good note? You know what I mean?
I thought it
It's
was going
just-
to be a yawner and people were going to mail it in, but
Yeah.
that did not happen. People
No.
were trying hard.
No, and especially our boys. I feel like Brandon just, you know, from the beginning of the year all the way to the very end where it's like 5th place. I mean, I think he started out with a 21st overall
Okay.
at Paula. And
Yeah.
now he just ended with a 5th overall. I mean, cheers to my boy Brandon. That was awesome. And then Max coming on towards the end of the year, too, in that last moto. I mean, that was speed right there. I don't know any way you put it. I mean, Max was right there with Tomac, with the boys up front. I know there's guys gone, but, I mean, that's part of dirt bike racing.
I think they need to have you at more of these because you pump these dudes up and it might
Well,
make a difference.
I mean, that's my teammates. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I love my dudes, and I've been through a lot with those guys. You
Yeah.
know, we're in the truck right next to each other. We ride, we train together. I think this whole Twisted Tea Suzuki team, just HEP in general, is a little bit different than most of the teams, just because I think everybody gets along and is so family oriented here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, hey, clocked in at 8, clocked out at 5. Everybody's like, yo, what up, bro? It's race day. Let's do this. You know what I mean? And everybody's,
At least he
you know,
is.
at least, yeah, at
Yeah, at
least
least you
I
are.
am.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I try to keep that vibe throughout the whole team, and I think it makes a big difference. And I'm stoked for everybody here.
I'm stoked to have you here. All right,
Cheers,
7 Deuce
man.
Deuce. We'll be right back.
Heck yeah, let's
Cheers.
go.
All right, once again, thanks for Twisted Tea for backing our show. Thanks for all the people who have joined us as guests throughout the year. Kellen Brauer and Jason Weigandt here from RacerX. We already talked 250 class. Although I'd like to get your opinion on it. You must have been losing your mind like the rest of us were in some of those moments because Jett was not looking good.
Yeah, but I mean, we talked about this coming into it yesterday. I mean, we said Jett Lawrence, he's still 18 years old. He will still have some of these mistakes in him. Even next year when he's defending champion,
Yeah.
we'll still see some of these mistakes. So when it started happening, obviously it was surreal. I think everyone
Yes.
was like, oh my gosh, how is this going to end? Is he going to
Yeah.
come through the field, or is he going to get 20th and then have to, try to claw the points lead back in the second moto
Yes.
instead? So in the end, to get the championship, he rode smart in that second moto and got it done.
You threw out that he's 18. I didn't believe it for 1 second. I'm like, Jett Lawrence is as cool. He doesn't even know what's going on. He won't mess this up at all. He almost did. Now, I also thought coming in that everyone in the 450 class would mail it in, especially Ferrandis, who already had the title. Is he really going to dig that deep? He looked exhausted last week. I was wrong about that. That was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Well, I mean, the first moto, too, because he was right in the mix with all
Yeah.
those guys. Eli started catching him, and then he fell, obviously. But to catch Ken Roczen when Ken Roczen is still fighting for second in the championship,
Yeah.
he has something to play for. Ferrandis doesn't have anything anymore.
Yep.
He's won the title. He could milk this thing home. He wanted to win today, and he wanted to win bad today. So to come through the field the way that he did in the second moto, 2 from that crash, it clearly shows where his mindset has been all year long. He just has wanted to win. He doesn't care about how it gets done or
Yep.
the championship aside
Yep.
like that. He wants to win these races. He wants to win these motos and these overalls.
So a big swing there. Roczen, who was first or second in points all year, gets hurt in the last moto of the year, hurt his foot. We heard it's not broken, but he ends up coughing up second in the series to Tomac in the last moto. That's good for Tomac, but it also looked like Tomac was going to win the race for sure with 4-1 moto scores. And Ferrandis coming from basically last to third, 2 laps to go, makes the pass. Ferrandis goes out a winner. It's kind of symbolic, actually, I think, that it ended that way.
It's symbolic of this season, really.
Yeah.
I think it just goes to show that, even when Tomac was having his good days or Roczen was having his good days, Ferrandis still figures it out.
I know.
He still figures out how to get to the front to land on the box every single time. And, for Tomac to go out on top, though, with Cowie, I think that was really cool. Special for them to have that last moto win.
Yep.
Him and Krantz together. I think they wanted the overall, but
Sure.
didn't work out. So to still get the moto win, I'm sure they're happy with that.
And we know what's coming next year. Ferrandis and Tomac as teammates. Jett Lawrence will have a #1 plate on his Honda. And we'll end it with this. Apparently, Dylan Ferrandis, when he went to visit him near the podium at the end, and said, the second one will be harder. So that's going to be interesting for young Jett Lawrence. Thanks to Twisted Tea for backing our best post-race show ever. We'll see you in 2022.
Dude, proud of you. Proud of you. You scared me. Yeah, I know. You scared me.
Dude, I crashed and I'm like, dude, you suck this much today? Oh my gosh. I haven't crashed in so long and I did that. I'm like, You really suck today.
Yeah.
That's sick.
First championship, you have to get through.
Those ones are the hardest, I feel like.
But yeah, the second one is even more difficult.
Really?
Yeah.
Back in,
You think, oh, you did it now, keep going. No, the second one is even more.
Well,
at least you have one now.
yeah. Nice stuff in there.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Nice dad's, yeah.